friends, Elizabeth here to be your yoga guide today. I've got a blanket today, so go grab a blanket. Got 2 pillows. We're going to talk about self-soothing and using the breath to help us calm ourselves down when we don't have a lot of other options. So get all your props ready and then meet me back on your mat. We'll start out in a seated position. I'm going to bring my blanket kind of folded up underneath me. And you can get extra blankets too, so it's all about comfort today. So even though you may be feeling a lot and it may be difficult, you might want to move a whole lot as a result of all of those feelings, sometimes it's actually better to ground yourself, so to connect to the earth, to connect to your body, to connect to your breath. So let's close our eyes. Find your breath. Make a tangible sound with your breath. Notice as you begin to engage with your breath, mentally focusing on it, you might be able to feel the free to breathe more deeply. You might notice that your breath moves your body into positions if you're paying attention. So rather than hunching over as it feels more natural, let's inhale, lengthen through the body. Relax here. So tune out all the excess noise, all the distractions. Come inward to your breath. Start to engage your shoulders as you inhale. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, bring them back down. Other direction, shoulders up and forward to the ears and rounding down. Keep rooting down through the ground as you bring your shoulders up. Now let's move the blanket out of the way. Come onto all fours, start to move the spine. So inhaling to bring the belly down, chest forward, and exhale to round and let it go. Inhale, scooping the chest forward. Exhale to round and let it go. Moving in a way that is soothing and calming usually means a lot slower. It usually means moving with more control and intentionally with the breath. Let's move pillows out of the way if you've got them. And we'll move into puppy dog pose. So bring your palms forward, lower your chest, stretch out through the front side of your body. Forehead goes to the earth unless you feel open enough to bring your chest down. Breathe here. And try to take about at least 5 breaths in each pose. And come back up to all fours, and we'll just gently stretch it out into our down dog. And walk out through the backs of the legs, palms down onto the ground, about shoulders distance apart, walking out one leg at a time. Shake out the head and the neck. And then we'll come down, back onto our knees. So for a first restorative pose, we'll be doing child's pose. So grab a couple of pillows, bring them underneath you, as much as you need to feel supported. Sit back towards your heels, and then begin to walk your arms forward. Lower your forehead down to the ground, and we're gonna stay here for several breaths. So we're holding these poses a little bit longer in order to find more deeper relaxation in the body. So you can lower your forehead, and you can also bring one ear to the mat. Sink in and allow yourself to melt into this pose. Feel your breath. Feel the sensations in your body. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Breathing in deep. And just breathing here. If you have distractions, that's okay. The focus is on the breath. Notice what happens when you breathe a little bit deeper, when you sink back closer towards your heels. What do you feel? Is there anything you need to let go of here? So continue to breathe here for just a few more breaths, and maybe you'll switch sides. If you had your opposite ear like I do, you can face the other direction, or maybe bring your head to your forehead down, or just resting here. Notice if you have tension in your shoulders, just relax. Let everything go. And as you begin to feel more relaxed, feel complete, begin to rise back up onto all fours, moving really slowly. Move your pillows out of the way. We're going to come into a comfortable seat. So today's class is focused on self-soothing, so we will be doing a lot of forward folds, bringing our head towards our feet. You can extend your legs long. Find a flat back, and then grab those pillows once again. Bring them on top of you. And then we'll begin to fold forward. So folding down, rounding the upper back, and relaxing. So rather than going for this deep, intense reach, we're actually going to do the opposite. So we'll just fold forward, and maybe if we can find a way to add extra support to our pillows, I'm doing these fists so that I can reach down towards the pillows, just so every part of our body has a point of rest, including the forehead. And you're tuning into your breath, so continuing to use your breath, imagining it as a wave that's rising and falling. And maybe as you lay here longer, you notice you can bring your forehead farther to the pillow so it's close, touching. And rounding and letting it go. So all that stress, all the things you can't control, we're just allowing that to roll off of our back all the way down like a waterfall is flowing over you. Notice as you begin to relax more, you can sink deeper into this posture. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly begin to roll back up. Remove the pillows from out of the way. Walk out through the legs. And then we'll open up our legs wide. don't have a lot of room because I've got a dog in the way. So I'm going to bring my foot, left foot this time, into right thigh. Okay. Find some length in the spine. So make as much space as you can without it hurting your hips too much. And again, you can always come up onto like a pillow if you're feeling like this is a little too much. This actually feels a little bit better, so you can release the hips more. So we'll move into a side stretch, and we'll also do a little bit of work moving into the opening of the neck muscles. So we'll start out by reaching for that foot. So just see how that feels. So I can already feel my hip kind of turning on because I've got some pretty tight hips right now. That's okay. So reach for that toe. Maybe you end up here. That's cool too, okay? And then notice how I'm kind of rounding forward as I do this. I want to try to open up a little bit more so my chest is reaching towards the sky, and then I can feel more opening in the side of the left hip and in the side of the body too, because that's the goal here. We want to get into that side. So relax your ear as you begin to tilt in such a way over here, and then extend your opposite arm out and stay here. So we have this arm extended to help with the extra stretch in the neck. And these are all some options for you depending on what feels good for you. All right? So we'll stay here for a little bit longer. Just breathing, opening up into the hips. You will probably feel this a little bit more in your outer hip. And then we can lower that arm down, and then we'll slowly begin to bring this neck upright. So a lot of times you want to just jolt your head right back up, but instead we're just going to slowly roll up to seated and then bring our head back to center. So these kinds of poses, even though we are opening and we are moving, we're doing it in such a way that is gentle. So that's the whole goal here, is to be gentle with ourselves. Hold, and I use my hands like this because I'm like, we're holding ourselves together. So let's switch. And again, I am propped up a little bit here. I'm gonna extend my foot down into my dog who wants so much love and attention right now. And then bring the sole of my foot to the inside of my thigh. So this side feels a little bit different. I'm going to reach down towards the side. So rather than going into that rounded shape, we'll go into the side. So we're getting into this outer hip, side of body opens, reach towards the foot. And then I'm going to reach my arm out and then lower this ear towards the shoulder. So we've got a lot of different things opening in the side. But notice if you engage your glutes a little bit here, so that you can press down, you'll feel a little bit more opening up in the chest, and then you can reach out to the side. And then continue to open up here and breathe. So I'm hoping that this is a soothing position. I know it looks a little bit funny. Again, you can always bring the arm down. But we're getting into the side body, and the longer that we hold these poses, the more sensation we'll feel, and the deeper we can go into those openings. So it's all good. Use your breath to soothe and stretch yourself. So the deeper you breathe, the more you relax, the deeper you can go into these postures. And my hair looks kind of funny right here, but we're just gonna let it be what it is. And then inhale, slowly rise back up. We're gonna bring the head back to center. And we'll do a forward fold with the soles of the feet together. And we'll use our pillows this time. So you can stay maybe propped up onto your blanket here. And then we've got our blanket, and then we've got our pillows on top of us. These pillows are allowing us to just remind us, really, to relax and fold forward. So we'll fold forward, relaxing the head and the neck. And round of the spine. So breathing into the upper back once again, but this time we've got our hips in place. So you can also bring support underneath your knees too, if that feels good. So I've got this pillow, and I'm actually gonna face the other direction so you can see more of what's happening here. Got this blanket underneath my hips. My knees are wide. And don't worry about how high up your knees are here. We're just rounding forward and we're breathing here. So we'll just allow ourselves 10 breaths to be here and just rest. Breathe deeply into the base of the spine, into the belly. Breathe intentionally here so that you can hear your breath is audible. Your breath is here supporting you. Continue just to imagine the wave of your breath rising and falling. Deeply breathing into the upper back, all the way down to the spine. Letting the head and the neck go. Slowly begin to rise back up. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Make some gentle movements. Moving the neck. And we'll move pillows out of the way. Then we're going to move into a supported spinal twist. So coming onto our mats. We've got our pillows once again, just sitting here right here, and then you might even bring an extra blanket to see how that feels. So I'm bringing my hip up to the base of the pillow, and then I'm crossing my legs here, so we get a little bit into the hips here. You can start out here, see how that feels, stretch it out, and then we're going to start to drape ourselves over our pillows. So we'll probably start to feel a little bit more sensation in the outer hips, and then we're kind of twisting ourselves forward and then getting comfortable here. So I like to bring one ear to the mat. And focus on your breath. So this is enough, even though we're so used to such activity in all of our lives and all of our classes, this is enough. So allow yourself to rest. Breathe deeply. And begin to relax every muscle that you feel here. And notice how your breath calms the body. Notice how your muscles are beginning to release. And you can stay here for much longer if this is feeling really good for you. You can even go deeper and maybe press yourself up, twist a little bit deeper to go farther forward. Give your dog a kiss. And then lay down. Remember, you can make any adjustments as you need to as you're doing these poses. Breathe from the base of your belly. And then slowly begin to walk yourself back up. Stretch out. So we're gonna stay here with the legs and make a diamond shape so the front foot is flexed, back foot's back behind you. And then lean back with your hands so you can feel a little bit more stretch in the hips. So releasing everything back, feeling that quad stretch. And then come back up. We're gonna move our props out of the way. And we'll move into sort of a modified pigeon pose. We've done this together before. So we've got the legs flexed like this, getting into the hip. We go a little bit deeper by bringing this front leg forward and then extending the other leg back. And this may be too intense, it may feel like a lot, so what we'll do in order to modify for that is bring this foot closer in as we adjust and then extend the leg back behind. So we're gonna actually grab all these props and support for ourselves in order to get it to more of a comfortable shape. I'm gonna grab both pillows and the blanket, okay? And I'm gonna lean forward and relax in this pose. So surprisingly, we always seem to think that in order to have a good stretch in the body, we have to have everything engaged, but the more that we relax, sometimes those deep muscles, we call it fascia, it can get kind of hard and there's not a lot of blood flow to those areas. So when we relax, we're able to send more breath, more oxygen, more blood flow to those areas. So here we go, we are in our sleeping pigeon, and you can make this as comfortable as you like. You might prefer to not have all the support. I'm just giving you some options to make yourself comfortable. You'll probably feel this a lot in the hips and also in the front of the quad. So we'll stay here for about a minute, just breathing. And you can bring your head to the other side if that feels good. I'm just gonna be facing you just so you can see my face. And take some deep breaths here. So in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, the important thing for us to do is to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people, so that we can stay okay in the middle of all of it. You can always go deeper into this pose, or you can always back out, make any modifications you need to. Feel the breath. Listen to the sound of the breath. So when we start to come out of this pose, we'll start to rise up. Maybe stretch out a little bit here. And we'll move the props out of the way so we can stretch back out into our downward facing dog. Props in front of the camera. Stretch out, walk it out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So here I go, changing directions for all of you so you'll see me better. I'm bringing these props here to the other side. I'm gonna sit down here, cross my legs like this, one on top of the other. You'll feel maybe a little bit of stretch in the hips. Bring the props a little bit closer to you. So lean up against it, stretch out long here, and then on your exhale, we'll start to stretch over and relax. Bring this closer. So relax on top of all the props. So we've got a little bit of a twist in our spine, so we're facing these pillows, but our knees are facing the other direction. And again, if you want to go deeper into the twist, you can look the other direction and lower the ear down. But I'm just going to face you guys so you can hear what I'm saying here. So feel the support underneath you. Feel the sensations and the sounds of everything being so still. Feel your breath. Notice what's happening in your thoughts and just allow them to relax completely. So release and let go. Release and let go. Just imagine this softening happening in your muscles and a softening happening inside towards yourself. A softening towards the things you can't control, the things that are frustrating. And moving back into a headspace of just allowing it to be there. Just allow it all. And rest in knowing that you're supported. If you need to make any adjustments, you can. If you want to lift up, stretch out, maybe go a little bit deeper, you can do that as well. And then resting your chest down. Resting your ear. And allowing the exhale to be deeper. And then on your next inhale, start to rise up slowly. Press yourself up. And we'll take that same shape. So set the opposite side. And take the same shape with the legs. So flexing the foot in front of you, one foot behind you, making a diamond shape with your legs. Stretching out, leaning back, opening up through the quad. Feeling the deep opening in the body. And then we'll start to move into our pigeon pose, modified. So we'll start to face the front of the mat and then maybe start to move the legs around a little bit. We are going to scoop this leg underneath. Use your hands for support. Bringing the knee up. So we've made this shape here, okay? And if it's really tight for you, you can always modify. You can always sit back like this and let this be your shape instead. So I'm going to grab all the support in front of me and then make the same shape with the legs. So bringing the top leg behind me, pointing the toe back behind me, and then I'm going to add all these props in. Bring them really close up to you. And then you can start to walk yourself forward. So as we start to relax, it may feel a little intense at first. You can always move the legs around. And then we'll start to lower down. And you can stay upright like this if that's enough. You feel like you can soften a little deeper, but just notice, stop at the stopping point that feels like, okay, this is sensation and this is enough for me. So we don't want too much sensation here, since we are trying to focus on relaxation. So begin to lower down. You can lower your ear to the mat. So like I said, if you're wanting to twist the opposite direction and lower one ear to the floor, you can do that as well. And then feel the support underneath you. Feel what's there, holding on to you, keeping you calm, keeping you comfortable. just allow everything that's there to be there. This is a good place for release if you need to let go of thoughts, worries. All of those things you can't control, we'll just let all of that go. So all you're doing right now is just breathing, and you're stretching open and you're giving some more life force to your body through your breath. And then as you are ready, gently begin to rise back up. Take your time, and again, we're moving really slow today. Set aside your props out of the way. Come back to all fours and then move hips from side to side. Stretch one leg out and the other. And then we'll come on to all fours, stretch back into our downward facing dog. Stretch out through the legs, lifting the hips up and lowering down. And back into a comfortable seat. And then we will bring these props underneath us for supported bridge pose. And you can use as much support as you need. So lowering down onto your back. You're going to lift up through the hips. But first, maybe try one pillow. See how that feels. Then maybe feel what it feels like to have the other one. Okay. And then rest here. So we're relaxing all these nerves here. They're just sitting here resting. Our feet are resting. Arms are resting by our sides. And then enjoy your breath. Notice the difference in how it feels to be more open here. As we lay here with our feet planted. And enjoy your breath. So that just means enjoy this time and the space for yourself to relax, to let go. Notice the shoulders and the arms relaxing by your sides. Notice how much more freely you can breathe as you breathe in through your belly, all the way up through your chest. Begin to lift up through the hips, removing all the support from underneath you. So move that off to the side. And then just stretch out. Lay your arms down by your sides. So we're in Shavasana pose. From Shavasana, we're going to use our props. Just grab a pillow, bring it to the side. You may need two. We're going to hug on our left leg into the chest, bring it over, and then hop up onto the hips. So you're kind of scooping your hip under, so there's more room for you to bring this leg over here, all right? So we're just stretching here. One arm is reaching back. One arm is maybe placed on top. And if you're feeling like you need more support, feel free to add another pillow. There we go. Stretching one leg long, and then this one leg twist. And then you'll bring your gaze over to the side. I'm just going to look straight up so you can hear what I'm saying. And again, just gentle breathing here. being gentle with your thoughts, the way that you're perceiving your body. There's no need to be hard on yourself if you feel like you wish your hips were more open. We're really just doing all of these things to support ourselves, to support our back, support our breath. And then begin to bring this knee in, and we'll flex the foot towards the sky for half happy baby, stretching out into the inner thigh. Maybe make some movements here. Stretching out to the back of the leg. And then lowering that leg down. And bring these pillows up to the side here. And then hug opposite knee into the chest. And then begin to rock over to your side. And we'll flex that leg over here, arm goes here. So you can see what it looks like on the other side as I'm doing this twist. Bringing one leg long behind me, opening up to the side, breathing a little bit deeper. And then if you feel like you're pretty open on this side, you can always lower one pillow down and maybe go a little bit deeper here. Again, it's the gentle movements that are allowing the muscles to start to open. So just imagine if you were really trying to force or press anything really, really hard to happen and it wasn't working. Sometimes the better approach is to just take a step back, to relax, to allow. That's kind of what we're doing with our body. So rather than forcing it into any of these poses, we're just beginning to allow it to be where it is and just gently nudging it in another direction to start to open up. So when you feel like you're complete on this side, you can start to hug the knee into the chest, flex the foot up towards the sky, stretch open into the inner thighs. So we're doing a half happy baby on this side. If you want to do a full happy baby, you're welcome to do that. So stretching out both the legs. And then hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze everything into a tiny little ball. And then relax everything down. So we'll rest here for a few minutes in Shavasana. Remember, you can bring a pillow underneath your knees, maybe two, to feel that extra support. And relax your arms down. We're just going to breathe here, acknowledging ourselves and all that we have to offer. Acknowledging our need for rest and restoration. And kindly giving that to ourselves. So you can stay here as long as you like. Enjoying your breath. So stay where you are, and we'll rise back up out of my slumber just to say thank you for practicing with me today. Again, my name is Elisabeth, and I'm so grateful to be able to share these tips and tools that I've learned for relaxation and for nurturing. Would greatly appreciate your donations. If you can donate, then that would be awesome. And we look forward to seeing you on your mat soon. Thanks so much. Namaste.